They told us a lie. The biggest scam in the world isn't crypto, isn't real estate. It's the idea that if you study hard, get good grades, and find a safe job, you'll become rich. That's what we were raised to believe. From the time we were kids, we were told to play it safe. Go to school, get a degree, find a stable job, and somehow life would take care of the rest. But no one told us the truth. That safe and successful are not the same thing. School teaches you how to work for money. Life teaches you how to make money work for you. And that difference defines your freedom. You see, the world is full of intelligent, hard-working people, people with diplomas, certifications, and perfectly framed degrees, who are still living paycheck to paycheck. They're not lazy, they're just financially uneducated, because the classroom never prepared them for the marketplace. You can solve calculus problems, but can you solve the rent problem? You can analyze economic theories, but can you build your own economy? That's the question school never answers. When I graduated, I realized something painful. I had learned everything except the things that actually mattered. They taught me how to find the value of X, but not how to find the value of my time. They taught me history, but not how to make my own. So, I made a decision. If school wouldn't teach me about money, then life would. And life, my friend, is a brutal teacher. It doesn't give you grades. It gives you bills. It doesn't give you homework. It gives you deadlines. It doesn't say, try again next semester. It says, pay or lose your house. And through that harsh teacher, I learned the 6 rules of money. Rules that no school will ever teach you, but every free person must learn. Rule 5-1. Never depend on one income. I once spoke with a man who worked 30 years in the same company. He said, I've given my life to this job. I looked at him and asked, then why are you still afraid of losing it? He laughed quietly, but his silence said everything. He didn't own his job. His job owned him. That's the first truth about money. If your life depends on one paycheck, you're not secure, you're enslaved. One income is one oxygen tube. If it breaks, you can't breathe. Most people don't have financial problems. They have income dependency problems. They rely on a single source, and when that source disappears, their life collapses. Look at anyone wealthy. They never rely on one stream. A musician earns from concerts, royalties, and brand deals. An athlete earns from games, endorsements, and investments. Even your favorite YouTuber earns from ads, sponsors, and merch. But the average person waits for the first of every month like it's Christmas. And when the money comes, it disappears faster than we. Fi at a coffee shop. If you want financial peace, you must build multiple streams, even small ones. Start something on the side. Sell your skill. Create something that earns while you sleep, because the moment your life stops depending on one source of income, you stop surviving and start living. Rule 2: learn to multiply your money. Most people spend their lives earning money. The rich spend their lives multiplying it. You see, schools teach you how to earn a living, but no one teaches you how to build wealth. They show you how to make money, but not how to make money make more money. When most people get a raise, they don't become richer, they just become more comfortable. And comfort, my friend, is the enemy of growth. They buy a new phone, a new car, a new headache. The poor buy liabilities. The rich buy assets. That's the difference between looking rich and being rich. I once had a friend who got his first bonus, $5,000. He said, finally, I'm buying the new iPhone. I told him, that iPhone will be old in a year. But what if you bought something that pays for every new iPhone you'll ever want? He laughed. A year later, he was broke again. Money is like blood. It has to flow or it dies. When you spend, money leaves you. When you invest, money returns with friends. And the best investment isn't always stocks or real estate. It's yourself, your skills, your knowledge, your network. Because those are assets no one can take away. The poor ask, how can I spend this? The rich ask, how can I grow this? And that's why they win. Even if you start small, $10, $100, doesn't matter. It's not the amount, it's the habit. Because the habit builds the mindset, and the mindset builds the fortune. Rule 3: use time as your greatest leverage. Money is not your most valuable resource. Time is. Because money lost can be made again, but time lost never returns. The poor use time to earn money. The rich use money to buy back time. If you work 8 hours a day just to earn, you've traded your time for cash. That's not freedom. That's a transaction. Freedom begins when you earn even when you're not working. That's called leverage. Leverage is what separates the free from the trapped. It's why one person works 16 hours a day and stays broke, while another works 6 hours and earns more in a week than most do in a month. The goal is not to work harder. It's to build systems that work without you. Because if your income stops when you stop working, you don't have income, you have allowance. Think about it. When you buy an Apple product, Tim Cook isn't waking up to deliver it to you personally. He built a system that sells while he sleeps. That's leverage. When your favorite creator earns from an old video, that's leverage. When your savings earn interest, that's leverage. The dream isn't more work, it's more leverage. So the question is, are you building systems that work for you, or are you still the system that works for others? Rule 4, learn financial intelligence, not just academic knowledge. You can have 3 degrees and still be broke, because school teaches you how to pass exams, but life tests you with bills. And you don't get multiple choice. Academic knowledge gives you information. Financial intelligence gives you transformation. It's knowing how to make money, protect it, grow it, and multiply it. If I give $10,000 to 10 people, some will spend it, some will save it, and only one will multiply it. Same money, different mindset. That's why the rich keep getting richer. They understand the rules of money, how taxes, debt, and assets work, while the average person keeps complaining that life is unfair. You don't need a finance degree to understand wealth. You need curiosity. You need humility. Ask questions. How does compound interest work? How do investments grow? How do the wealthy protect their assets? Because if you don't understand money, you'll spend your life working for someone who does. And money doesn't care about your GPA. It cares about your IQ, your investment quotient. So don't stop learning. But from now on, learn what actually builds your life, not just fills your head. Academic education can make you a living. Financial education can make you a fortune. Rule 5, create value, don't chase money. Money is a shadow. When you chase it, it runs away. But when you focus on value, it follows you. Most people say, I want to be rich. But rich people don't think that way. They say, I want to build something people need. People don't pay for effort. They pay for impact. A burger flipper works 12 hours a day. A restaurant owner works 2, but earns 100 times more. Why? Because one creates effort. The other creates systems of value. Steve Jobs didn't invent the phone. He made it beautiful, simple, and smart. That's value. J.K. Rowling didn't write to be rich. She wrote to move hearts. That's value. And money followed. Everyone wants fast money, quick profits, overnight success. But real wealth grows slowly, silently, steadily. You plant the seed today. You water it with patience. You protect it with discipline. And one day, you walk under the shade of your own forest. The world doesn't reward effort. It rewards usefulness. Be useful and you'll never be broke. Rule 6, the final mindset, own your life. In the end, the real wealth isn't in your bank account. It's in your mindset. Because when you think bigger than your problems, you earn bigger than your paycheck. Money doesn't come to those who need it. It comes to those who deserve it. Through discipline, patience, and the courage to create value. So stop chasing money. Chase purpose. Chase growth. Chase mastery. Because when you grow, everything around you grows too. Your income, your peace, your freedom. And one day, you'll realize, school taught you how to earn, but life taught you how to own. The truth is, money isn't the goal. Freedom is. Because when you stop chasing money and start chasing growth, money begins chasing you. Now tell me, if this message made you think, if it challenged the way you see success, then drop a number 1 in the comments. But if you think it wasn't that good, well, just drop a like instead. Fair deal, right? Because whether you liked it or not, you just learned something most schools never teach. And remember, success isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, thinking deeper, and building value that lasts. This isn't just a lesson about money. It's a reminder about mindset, ownership, and control of your time, your choices, and your future. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep building the kind of life that doesn't depend on a paycheck, but on purpose. Thank you for listening. And if this message moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep walking this journey of growth with me.